Here's a quick idea on how to make a Valentine card for your student or your child using just a pencil and an eraser for a nice little presentable gift. Here we go. First, I just take an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of cardstock and I score it down the center, and if you don't have a scoreboard, simply fold it in half. This just goes really quickly when I have to make 33 to 35 Valentine cards for my students. So I'm just scoring it, which makes it easy to fold, if I can get the paper, that is. Hello, here we go. So it makes a nice simple crease, and it just goes quicker for me. Again, you don't need a fancy scoreboard to do that. Next, I want to make a decorative edge on just one side of the card. I have a paper cutter with a rotary blade that does a good job, or you can use a handheld rotary cutter. There's so many out on the market, just with a decorative edge blade. Just going to quickly insert. Again, I'm just to give it a little added interest, and I'm only going to cut one side. Again, because I have to make a lot of these. And simple, there it is, a pretty decorative edge that'll be part of the front cover for my, oops, you can see it, for my card. Okay, the next step I'm going to show you is how to make the little pencil flaps in the card. I kind of eyed it, but I marked it so that you could see about where the location is, where the cutting lines. I measured out about 6/16 of an inch in length and width. If you cut any bigger, your pencil is going to slip. It's going to slip out. In fact, this one is a little bit big, so it's going to move. And in this case, you can tack a little bit of glue behind, hot glue behind the pencil to keep it in place so it won't fall out when you present your card. This goes quick if you're going to make more than one. I usually can cut layer 2 and it goes pretty quick. So there you go. Just quick snip. Open up the card and you have your pencil flaps to place your pencil. Adding a bit of ribbon to the pencil adds a nice touch. This is 1/4 of an inch wide. It also serves as another purpose besides being decorative and pretty. You can add a dollop of glue to the back of the ribbon to ensure that the pencil stays in place, or if you don't want to add any glue, if the pencil slips, the ribbon will prevent it from slipping all the way through the card. So, decorative and functional purpose. And I know my students are going to like their pencil card. Okay, now I'm ready to decorate the cover of my card. I wrote the name of my student. You can, it can be for your whomever, grandchild, your own child. I wanted to have the name written so that I could place the eraser heart, which is going to act as a flower. I'm going to put it right about here. Next, I'm going to be using some stamps to embellish the card and act as a Valentine flower bouquet. I found a pretty good selection of some sentiments and hearts from Clear Choice Stamps. You might have something that would work equally as well. I'm going to start with the middle stamp, the big stamp, and ink it up and put it underneath here. So when the student or child removes the eraser, they'll still have an inked image. So it's going to be right about here. I'm going to go with a fun purple. I'll ink up my stamp. think I need some more ink. This looks like it might be drying out. Place it right about here and give it an even press. Looks good to me. Again, this is just really going to be serving as the outline for the eraser. Next, I want to add a couple more smaller hearts so that I have 3 in my heart bouquet. I'm going to use some hot pink. Okay, I have my 3 stamped images. I put these 2 hearts sort of at an angle. And now it's time to draw my stems. You can use anything, colored pencils, gel pens. In this case, I want to use a big permanent marker. I thought it would be fun to do turquoise instead of the traditional expected color of green. So I'm going to use turquoise. You can do your stems any way that you feel is fun. I'm going to just kind of do some fun swirls. Almost looks like a balloon string, but they're just viney stems. Crazy and fun. You can add the same color leaves or different leaves. This will probably be the most time-consuming part of creating your Valentine's card. It's also really fun to show your kids, your students, that it's possible to make handmade Valentine cards, which is what we're promoting in our classroom this year. We are making handmade Valentine cards for our friends. The kids have been working on it for several weeks. Going to add more leaves as time allows. I'm going to move on to the next step. Okay, adhering the eraser. Scotch reusable tabs will hold the eraser in place, and then it will be easy for the students or the child to remove. But it might not be cost effective for you depending on how many you have to make. So another option is just to put a little dab of hot glue on the eraser just to hold it in place until they remove it, and then they can it might tear the card a bit, but they can also cover that up with a little sticker or a little punched out shape if they would like. But this goes really fast, and it's probably a lot more cost effective. So there we go. Front cover is ready and looks really cute. An optional step would be to ink up the edges where you did your nice decorative cutting, and that will really highlight that beautiful scalloped decorative edge on your card. Another quick idea. Okay, now you're ready for the inside of the card. One of my favorite hand punches is Fisker's scalloped edge heart. It's so cool, and they come in a couple different sizes. So what I did was I hand punched some hearts in advance. I used contrasting colors, so I have some reds available as well as pinks because I knew I'd be using different colored cardstocks for the cards. I want to kind of follow the same theme of the heart bouquet, flower bouquet, So, but I want to save room in the center for a fun verse or a poem that I've written or that I've found that's appropriate for my students. So I'm going to just quickly glue the scalloped heart near the right corner near the top, just like that. And then I'm going to take my felt tipped marker and just do a fun swirly vine again. And this time I'm going to really stretch it out so it pretty much covers diagonally the card. Some leaves, and if you have stamps for leaves, that would be really neat to see as well. I don't, so I'm just going to quickly sketch them in, and then I can use a colored pencil to fill that in. And then I'm going to be pretty much ready to add a nice little sentiment in the center of my card or off to the left side, and I will show you that in just a sec. Okay, I found the great poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. The theme is hearts and flowers, and I always try to find something or write something that promotes character education, so I thought this would be perfect. It reads, kind hearts are the gardens, kind thoughts are the roots, kind words are the flowers, kind deeds are the fruits. Take care of your garden and keep out the weeds, fill it with sunshine, kind words, and kind deeds. Okay, I'm ready to sign. I'm using the same stamp from the collection that I showed you previously. I thought it would be fun to use the X's before I signed it off. I inked it with some hot pink ink, and I'm going to angle it to create a little visual interest right about here. Press firmly. And I'm ready to sign. This is so exciting. I can't wait to present this card. To my student. Actually, my students. I hope you got some good ideas for a fun card that I know your students or child or children in your life will appreciate and enjoy. It's got some useful gifts. Oops, this one's we need to add. I need to add the eraser, but here we go. I've got one for Beth, and I've got one for Iris, and I have lots more to make before the big day. So check out my YouTube video on some ideas for Valentines for little boys, and happy Valentine's.